Hi, Leo. Welcome to Lee's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we are going to take a look at what is going on with you and your person in your love life. Okay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. Okay. All right. Let's get started. Oh, let me start off with this card first. It's for Leo Spirit. This is for Leo. Okay, you got two cards that fell. Okay, so the first one says surrender unhealthy relationships. It says let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treated by others. Oh, excuse me. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Okay, so this has a lot to do with self-love. Okay, I was a victim of this type of thing back in the day, and the remedy that I found for it by trial and error was just to love myself, to really learn to love myself. And the more you learn to love yourself, you hear people talk about it all the time, that the more you learn to love yourself, the less you tolerate disrespect and, gaslighting and whatever else other people do, any type of disrespectful behavior, because you love and you trust yourself enough to know that you're going to be okay. And one thing also about self-love that's really good is that when something happens in your life, something that may have devastated you in the past, if you work on self-love and continuously work on it, it kind of lessens the impact of it. Because, as they say, if the hurt's not already there, another person can't hurt you, or unless you allow it in, another person can't hurt you. So because of that, once you love yourself and heal yourself up and get to a certain point, you'll still hurt. People can still hurt your feelings, but it won't be on the same level as it would have been had you not learned how to love yourself. Okay. All right. The second card that fell is surrender your desire to control people. It says being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. So, this is kind of difficult, especially in a relationship, especially when you're not receiving the love and care that you deserve. Okay. So this is about, I feel like, finding the right people that are already where you need them to be. Okay. And entering into relationship with them. And I don't just mean romantic relationships. I'm talking about platonic relationships, even people in your family. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get to the cards. Okay, may I have a card for Leo, please? Okay, may I have a card for their person? Okay, the energy between them. This card, Spirit? Okay, hold on. The energy between them. Okay, and then I need the outcome, please. All right. Okay. The overall energy is the King of Swords. This can talk about, like, massive independence, because this is someone who is, very independent. They may have worked on themselves to get to that point. And this is someone who, this could represent you or your person. It is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Just because you're a Leo, a fire sign, it doesn't mean you don't have other aspects in your chart. And so air could be one of them, or this, like I said, this could be representative of your person. But this is someone who is very independent and someone who kind of similar to the Queen of Swords in that they don't suffer fools. And what I mean by that is that you kind of got to be on your P's and Q's with this type of person, because they really value their independence. And in order to allow someone in their life, you have to, in their mind, you got to be on a certain level in order to, you got to mentally stimulate them in order for them to, want to have you there. Because, air signs, sometimes they can get easily distracted or easily bored by people if they don't, if they're unable to hold their attention. And I know that sounds kind of egotistical, but this is, kind of an apt description of the card. I'm not saying, every air sign is like this, but these are some of the things that are attributed to air signs. Okay. Underneath this, we've got the High Priestess. Okay. This can talk about someone being unattainable. It can also speak of like secrets and needing to follow your intuition. Okay. Underneath this, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which can speak of work. So this may represent the work that you've been doing on yourself, if you've been working on yourself to overcome these things that Spirit, is talking about, the controlling and the unhealthy relationships. Okay. All right. Let's start out by clarifying the King of Swords. King of Swords, please. Okay, King of Swords. I'm pulling a card for both you and your person. Excuse me. Ooh. Okay, so you may already be in this receptive energy. This can also speak of you learning to step into receptive energy. I think maybe you're trying to be more open to situations, okay, instead of, trying to control the situation, because trying to control the situation, that is the one way to rob yourself of your peace of mind, your peace. And, the older I get, the more I realize that peace is priceless. Okay. So being receptive, that's what's gonna open you up to more opportunities and allow you to enjoy the relationships that you do have in your life, whether, like I said, they're platonic or they're romantic. Okay. When it comes to your person is working on balance. So it says feeling harmonious within due to both masculine and feminine energies being balanced. So this is what they're trying to do. Okay. Or they may have already achieved this, because everybody's going to be at a different point in the reading. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your card, we have the Two of Swords. So this is my shit or get off the pot card. This can speak of just like you needing to make a decision. A lot of times the person in this card is blindfolded because there's some things they refuse to see, but I see there's no blindfold here. It's just the need to make a choice. So you may have more than one option to choose from, or it could just be a situation of where you're choosing either to be in the relationship or to be single. Okay, let's clarify and see what Spirit wants to talk about with this card. Okay, so this is talking about the need to surrender, letting go of negativity, listening to higher wisdom from self, and shifting out of ego and into soul self. Okay. So see, when you surrender, that's how you get your freedom, is what Spirit is telling you. Okay. Because the controlling, I know I keep talking about this, but this is very important to understand. Okay. Let me tell you a story, a little quick story. I used to be like that. I used to try to control every aspect of relationships and to try to make things turn out the way that I wanted them to. And then once I started to work on the self-love, the more and more my self-love grew, the less and less I tried to control situations, and I started to just let things go. And like, I'm not going to lie to you, at first it was difficult because it was a habit for me to do this. And so, but as I continued to do it and I felt the uncomfortability and I still did it anyway. I mean, I still, let it go anyway, let go of controlling. I got, better. And so now I've got peace of mind, and I don't let anything rob me of my peace of mind. Because as I told you earlier, I feel like peace of mind is priceless. You can't put a price tag on it. Okay. And if you don't have the right people surrounding you, Leo, you can you can end up in a situation where people are not honoring you, not respecting you, and it can steal your peace of mind. Okay. All right. When it comes to your person, we've got the Moon. So your person's got some secrets. Okay. This is Pisces energy, but I say it's Cancer as well, because Cancer is ruled by the Moon. All right. There's some information that your person may be withholding from you, or it could be some information that that's gonna eventually come out. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you about the Moon card. Give me 1 second. The Moon, please. So we've got signs. Okay. So your person may be seeing signs, things that remind them of you. All right. Let me pull another card. Let's see what our spirit wants to tell you. Ooh. Okay. So your person is dealing with karma, paying off past karmic debts from a past life and from the present life. So that's what the balance thing I feel like is about. Once as they're paying off these debts, they're starting to get more in alignment and balanced in their life. Okay, and then we've got gift. Okay, your person may be coming towards you with a gift is what I'm getting from this. Okay, all right. So when it comes to the energy between the both of you, we have the Fool and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so I feel like both of you want to take the leap of faith. Okay, you're really passionate about each other, the way you feel about each other, but with the Nine of Wands, you're also guarded at the same time. Because the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. This is about the need to persist. So I feel like, this is about if you're wanting to take a leap of faith and you're wanting to be in a connection with someone, at some point, you're going to have to get out from behind these wands, because normally in the Nine of Wands, the wands are placed behind the person in the Rider-Waite tarot. Okay. But in this card, it's become like a prison. So these wands could represent things that have happened to you, and you may still be holding on to these particular events, and they may have become a cage that you may feel stuck in. This could be the same thing for your person as well. Let's clarify. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And then let me get a card for your person. Okay. So on your side, we've got the Love card, and it's talking about loving unconditionally and unselfishly with no limitations. Okay. And I feel like this is what you're wanting to do, but these may be unhealed events that you have here, these 9 wands surrounded here, that may be preventing you from being, from loving people unconditionally. Okay. And so with the 9 of Wands, Spirit is telling you to persist, because only in persisting and healing the things that that you have going on here, that's what's going to make it easier and easier for you to love. Okay. Spirit's not looking for perfection. Spirit is just looking for you to do what you can to relieve your burdens. Okay. All right. So then the next card you have is Needy. It says clings to the masculine to make oneself feel better emotionally, will do anything and everything to please the masculine. Okay. This is something that, Spirit is calling your attention to, because this can cause you to lose your balance in a relationship, to lose yourself, and to lose your identity in a relationship. This is about you learning how to stand on your own 2 feet and be independent, right? That's where the King of Swords here, learning how to be independent and still have an interconnected relationship with your person and not a dependent one. Okay. Or excuse me, an interdependent relationship and not a dependent one is what I meant to say. Okay, when it comes to your person, we've got desire. So your person has a lot of passion for you, a strong feeling of secretly wanting and wishing for their feminine. So your person, they crave you, is what this card is telling me. Okay. But right now they've got some clouded judgment going on, because this is talking about unable to think clearly, unable to make decisions, poor concentration. They could also be dealing with some type of substances, because a lot of times when I see this card, I'm drawn to look at the smoke. They could be smoking something, or they could be drinking. It doesn't have to be, a smoke thing, but it just makes me think about other substances. Okay. All right. And when it comes to the outcome, we have the 2 of Wands. Okay. So again, I feel like it's showing we had 2 cards show up here that's talking about the need to make a decision, right? Yeah. So we got the 2 of Swords for you, and then the outcome again is the 2 of Wands. So this could be, both of you could be at a distance. This could be, you know, holding yourself back emotionally. Your person could be holding themselves back. This is also about, like I said, making that decision whether you want to be in a relationship with this person or you want to be single, or you may have more than one option, or your person may have more than one option. But either way, no matter what is going on, you are definitely being guided by spirit, because the birds here in this deck, it always reminds me of spirit, and there are birds all over this deck in a lot of these cards. Okay, all right, let's clarify. Okay. The second one for your person. Okay, so you may be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities when it comes to this situation, just like your person. Okay, and then it's also, I feel like spirit is telling you, when you make your choice, do it from a place of joy, like what's going to make you happy. That's what spirit is saying. That's the decision that you need to make. Okay, because just because, you know, you want to be in a relationship, it doesn't necessarily mean that the relationship that you're looking at that time is the best decision for you. But you know, you have to make that decision. You have to decide what's best for you. Okay, when it comes to your person's being triggered by some things that are happening in this connection. Okay, that may cause them to shut down. That may cause them to pull away. If they've pulled away in this connection, because some of you may be, like I said, there, you know, you're at a distance, some of you, and it could be, you know, just a time of separation. Okay, then we've got karmic family. It says a relationship with someone in the immediate family who has been brought back from previous lifetimes to work things out peacefully. So this is part of your person's journey to balance. Okay, they're having to work through some karma with their family members. Okay, and also other karma as well. Okay, all right, so before you go, we're going to get some messages from your person, see what they want to tell you. Okay, we're going to start off with the soulmate love messages. Okay, so we've got, you are my lucky charm. Since I met you, I've manifested all sorts of things. So this person, you know, looks at you as an inspiration to them. Okay, you bring them luck. Then we've got, yeah, you bring out the best in me. So I feel like you inspire this person to want to be better, to want to work through, you know, these karmic things that they have to work through. All right, so I feel like you have a positive effect on this person. Okay, hold on, let me get you a few more messages and then I'll let you go. Okay. Ooh, they just pop. The cards are just popping out. They just popping out before I can even shuffle them. Okay. The first one says, I'm so in love with you. You are so perfect to me. Okay. So there's a lot of love between the both of you. The second one says, I remember how we used to laugh and talk for hours about everything. Miss you. So you are being missed by this person. Okay. The next card is, I was selfish and immature. Please forgive me. So whatever happened between the two of you, I noticed here that the hearts are not the same color. So some of these messages could be from you to them and from them to you, or, you know, you could be saying these things back. You could both be saying these things to each other. Okay. So we've got, you know, the please forgive me. So whoever it was that was the perpetrator and did whatever to the other person, this is the person wanting wanting forgiveness. All right. And then this last one, it says, I never want to see you again. You hurt me. This card has been coming out for a lot of signs. And I feel like what it is, it's the back and forth, because you have to make a decision. There may be other people, you know, weighing in on your connection. You know, this is like a situation where it goes back and forth. I feel like one day things are good. You're in love with each other, right? You're perfect for each other. and then something happens. And then when something happens, then it reverts to this. You're angry. You're both angry, you're hurt, you retreat to your own corners, and then it's about, I never want to see you again. You hurt me. So, I mean, all of this is part of a normal relationship. You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, you're gonna have your times where you're, totally in love with each other, and then you're gonna have other times where you can't stand the sight of each other and you're so angry you have to go your own separate ways and cool off and then come back together again. So at the end of the day, Leo, I feel like what Spirit is just telling you is that you have to decide what is going to bring you the most joy. Okay. Because we all want to be in a relationship. We all want to be loved. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is this healthy for you? Is it in your best interest? Okay. And what is it you want? Okay. I hope this helped, Leo. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is an email address to contact me in the description box below. Don't forget to like, oh gosh, have a good day and the rest of your week. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Leo.